I wanted to share a story with you because I think it explains something important about why AI is spreading so quickly. A few months ago, I was talking to a friend here in Colombia. He's a farmer, not a technology guy, not a programmer. Honestly, probably one of the last people I'd expect to be experimenting with artificial intelligence. And at some point during our conversation, he asked me a simple question. Can this AI thing actually help me? Now, I think that's a question many people are asking themselves. Not whether AI is impressive, not whether it's powerful, but whether it can actually help in real life. So I suggested we try a few things together, and what happened next surprised me. My friend didn't start by learning programming. He didn't take a course. He didn't install complicated software. He simply picked up his phone, pressed the microphone button, and started talking. That's it. He started asking questions the same way he would talk to a consultant or an engineer or a friend. At first, he used it for simple things: paperwork, receipts, administrative tasks, the kind of work nobody enjoys doing. Then he got curious. He started asking bigger questions. Questions about crop planning, questions about irrigation, questions about costs, questions about production. He gave his AI a name. He started calling it Jack. Jack became his consultant, the person he'd talk to throughout the day, the voice he'd bounce ideas off, the one helping him think through decisions. Then he created a second AI, Sarah. Sarah became his assistant. She handled reports, tables, spreadsheets, accounting, documentation. Today his workflow is surprisingly simple. He talks, he asks questions, he uploads documents, he reviews answers. No coding, no technical jargon, no fancy systems. Just human conversation, just dialogue, very similar to how you'd interact with a real consultant and an assistant. And here's the really interesting part. Recently, he wanted to install a new hydraulic pump for his irrigation system. Together with Jack, he analyzed his land, looked at elevations, distances, water requirements, and different design options. They worked through the problem step by step. Eventually, they produced a recommendation for the size and specifications of the pump. Later, he asked a hydraulic engineer to review the study. The engineer validated the work. And my friend told me something I'll never forget. He said, "I probably saved thousands of dollars in consulting fees." Not because he replaced expertise, but because he gained access to expertise. Today, he pays a small monthly subscription and uses a combination of OpenAI and Copilot Enterprise. And he genuinely struggles to imagine running his operation without what he now calls his AI team: Jack, the consultant, and Sarah, the assistant. I'm not sharing this because it's a story about farming or AI. I'm sharing it because it reveals something much bigger: how ways of working are beginning to change. For decades, humans had to learn the language of computers. We learned software, we learned interfaces, we learned commands. This feels different. My friend didn't adopt AI because he became more technical. He adopted AI because the technology became more human. He could talk to it, write to it, show it documents, ask questions. The interaction felt natural. And I suspect that's one of the biggest reasons AI is spreading so quickly. Not because people are suddenly becoming engineers, but because technology is finally starting to communicate in ways humans understand naturally. Anyway, I thought it was a story worth sharing. And I'm curious, have you found a practical use for AI in your own life? I'd love to hear your story as well.